Greetings everyone and welcome back to yet again another installment in my iWish series, a series in which I buy things off Wish and see if they're any good. Most of the time they're not that good, and this time we're having a look at something that has been requested quite a lot. The 2020 new style smartphone S20U 4G 5G with 12 plus 512 gig recognition smartphone, dual SIM cards, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, camera, mobile phone, Android 10 core, oh my god. Yeah, we're having a look at this one. But before I go into this listing, I'm basically making this review for people out there that have seen this phone on Wish, Joom, wherever it may be, and have went, oh, I really want to buy this, but you're not too sure on the specifications and all that sort of stuff. Well, this is why I'm making this review, to ensure that people that are looking for this device know exactly what they're going to be purchasing. And let me tell you that these phones are not worth purchasing at all. Do not spend your money on these. Do not waste your money on these. It is not worth your time and effort. I buy these so you don't have to. I endure the pain for you guys. So I'm hoping that I'm saving a lot of people the hassle of the fact that they try and buy these for maybe a gift or for themselves or something to use as their daily driver. They get it and it turns out to be complete and utter garbage. So that's basically the whole point of this review, and I go quite in depth with everything, thus the length of the video. But this is the one that I purchased here, which is currently sold out, which means that yes, people have bought it, including myself, sadly. It's got a very appealing ad to it, 4K Ultra HD, it's an S20U. Obviously it's ripping off the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G because it does say that it has 5G. It's a 6.5 inch display with 12 gig of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. It can play PUBG, which it cannot. It can play a bunch of other different things. It's got Fingerprint ID, Face ID, drop screen, double SIM card, everything here, you name it, it's got it. But if you've purchased this device from somewhere and you're now watching this, wondering what's going on, show whoever you've purchased this from this video right now, show them the specifications that are actually on this device and you should be able to get a full refund. So let's have a look at the pictures that are included with this. So first of all, you get a choice of 3 different colors. I chose blue because it looked nice, but it's a 6.5 inch 2K display. It says 4K, but okay. 16 megapixel plus a 32 megapixel camera. 6 reasons to start. 2K 6.5 inch screen, a front 16 megapixel camera, a back 32 megapixel camera, 12 gig and 512 gig, Deca Core and Face ID, 2K display like a drop of water on the screen. Each bright screen is a new experience with a 6.5 inch 2K display. The screen ratio is as high as 91%, allowing you to experience a wider field of vision in games and videos. The content is displayed more on the phone is still small and light. It's light, it's not small, and it doesn't have that resolution, and the screen to body ratio is not 91%, and it definitely does not look like the picture. And then the next picture is the 3D glass plated back cover. It's glass, but it doesn't look that great. 16 megapixel front camera, yeah, it says it can do beauty modes and stuff, but that's very questionable. It can barely do anything. 32 million HD rear cameras, so you're not getting one camera, you're getting 32 million HD rear cameras. Just let that sink in. More information about the 12 gigs of RAM and the 512 gig of flash memory, that is all completely false. As well as our Deca Core processor, which is unfortunately not the case. 0 photosensitive face recognition. The Face ID works, but it's very primitive. 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Enough power makes your day. Make a telephone call, play games, play music. Yeah, no, far from it. Extreme speed, fingerprint unlocking, instant unlocking, wonderful. Quality unlock in 0.1 seconds to easily defend your mobile phone. Do you want to know why? Because this uses an LCD panel instead of an AMOLED panel, so there's no under-screen fingerprint scanner. They just use the one that's built into the software, which is on the touchscreen. You touch it, it instantly unlocks. You can unlock it with your face, hand, arm, whatever you want to use. It'll unlock with anything if you place skin in the certain part of the touchscreen. And of course, the last image is the dual SIM plus dedicated microSD card slot, which, yes, that is true, but this thing will only pull 3G and does not do 4G or 5G as it advertises. The description is also another thing. If you want to pause the video right now and have a read of all of this here, it's basically just all a bunch of BS right here. I mean, look, it even says 3G, 4G, 5G. 3G is correct, but not 4G and 5G at all. Due to the difference in light, the actual color of the phone may be slightly different from the screen in the picture. Yeah, okay. And yeah, they're trying to save their ass here by saying it could be different when you get it. You know, we're advertising something that could be different when you get it. Android 10 as well, which is incorrect. Yeah, pretty much everything here. As I said, if you want to pause the video now and read all of this, feel free. But pretty much what you're getting is far from what this is advertising, that's for sure. Now I paid a total of $176 Australian, which is about 115 US. I used a promo code as well, which unfortunately doesn't work anymore. And as you'll see in the next portion of the video, I got it in about a month. Oh, also don't forget, you can snatch red packets faster. That's still a selling point on this thing. I don't know why, but we've got a deca-core processor that can snatch red packets faster. My god. Alright, well, just how bad is the 2020 new style smartphone S20U? Let's kick into the real video. Okay, with all of that being said and done, I have this here. I ordered this on the 3rd of April, couple days processing, it took 20 days to get here. It's now the 29th of April. That's not too bad from China considering all of the stuff that's happening around the world at the moment. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now it is just packaged in a generic garbage bag sort of thing, but I do want to show one thing on the customs label. It says there it's an S20U, 4G, 5G, 18AU, plug, 512 gig blue, but it's a student music player as the description. That's fair enough. That'll do. Slicing through the garbage bag. Oh, that's all too familiar. Yep, the good old bubbled packaging thing. Oh, it actually has something on it. Holy moly. Oh, they kind of shoved it in there. Smartphone. And the Android logo. It's a more professional looking box than the dot that we've bought in the past and just the plain white box, so something different. As it says on the bottom, it's a TC019 12 gig plus 512 gigs of storage. My god, okay, yep, S20U, 4G, 5G Australia, and that is it around the box. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what we get. You ready? There you go. Alright. The device itself is actually fairly light. That's alright. We do get a case. I'm not too sure if this will fit on the real deal or not, but at least they include a case. The real deal's pretty chunky, isn't it? So I'm not too sure if this will actually fit the real deal. We'll see. We'll get to it. We've got another travel adapter here. The usual with the Russian language and stuff. Weighs absolutely nothing. I've already broken into one of these in the previous Wish episodes. So it's safe to say that this will not be used at all. We do get some headphones, the usual generic ones. Not going to use them. We do get some alcohol wipes because there's a tempered glass screen protector in here, which is alright. We do get some instructions, but they're pretty generic instructions, telling you how to use phone and how to not use phone and all that sort of stuff, and how to play music. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do it ourselves. And we do get a USB cable. Is it USB-C? No, it's micro USB. Oh boy. We are in for some fun. Tempered glass screen protector just there. Yeah. It's got a little teardrop. Not a hole punch camera. And we've got our little SIM needle, as they like to call it. Coming to the device itself. Take it out of its bubble wrap. And take it out of its... Oh, look at that. Wow. There it is. Look at that pre-installed screen protector with its nice design on there. It looks pretty good. They've got the little foam piece on there to stop it from turning on during transit, which is always good. On the bottom, there's our micro USB port and our speaker grills. On the other side is our SIM tray. At the top, we have a headphone jack. Surprising. And we get our volume buttons and the power button on the side there. On the back here, it has model S20U and both IMEIs just there. There is a little sticker on the back of this rainbowish blue color that I chose. That does say, warn prompt, any operations leading to damage which are not according to the user manual will not be covered under warranty. I'm pretty sure this thing is going to be covered under some sort of warranty somewhere. The cameras. Alright, let's have a look at them. There's our space zoom 100 times on the camera bump just there. And they've went so far to just put a piece of plastic under there and hope that you would think there's a periscope camera actually installed, but there's not. And the other couple of cameras on there are complete duds. I can see it straight away. The only one that's not a dud is the top one just here. And then we have our LED flash just there, as well as a hole that I'm not too sure what that actually is, to be honest. When we tear it down, we'll see what's going on. To test the build quality as well, let's go around it. It is all entirely made of plastic. The frame is plastic. The back cover is also completely plastic. And the front is obviously glass. Alright, so our 5000 mAh battery in here should be charged enough for us to power this thing on. So go ahead and remove the front screen protector, just like so. And that has a pre-installed screen protector, except there's a big blob there that they didn't push out. Okay, well I got the bubble out, but I may have scratched up the screen protector in the process. That's okay. Okay, so at this point in time, you've pretty much seen the unboxing around the device and all that sort of stuff. Pretty much all the footage that I shot after this is unusable, because my little mic that I've connected to my camera wasn't connected properly, and the audio sounds terrible. It sounds terrible at the start, but it gets even worse. So I'm just filming the whole thing again, but it's given me time to have a look at the device. I kind of have already torn it down, but that's okay, we'll tear it down again. And I sort of know what's going on, so hopefully we can just sort of fly through the review, hopefully. I'll try my best. As you can see, the device has gone through a little bit of a battle. It's a bit scratched up. I'm just going to leave the screen protector on this, it's fine. I've had to put the case on because we have just a small issue. There we go. Yeah. So the back is actually glass. That was my bad. I'm not going to show you the internals yet. You'll have to wait till the end of the review when we see the guts properly. While also studying the device, I found this hole that's just in here. It's a button, so I wonder what that does. But the SIM tray that we have here is a completely different colour to the rest of the frame, and it can support a micro SD card and 2 nano SIMs. So we're going to populate it with a micro SD card and just a random nano SIM that I have laying around, and we'll go ahead and get this thing powered on. I've got an SD card and a SIM card installed in this thing. I'm leaving the case off just for the time being, so let's go ahead and power this thing on. It's another welcome device. The font sort of looks a little bit like Jurassic Park sort of thing. Just a little bit. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. There you go. Oh, we've heard that jingle before. I wonder where we've heard that from. And there we go. We've finally booted up. So we just slide up. And there we go. Looking at the gorgeous bezels on this, and then all the way to the notch at the top. It definitely looks different to the pictures that are on Wish, that's for sure. And if we focus our attention to the display itself, it's actually not a bad display. The colours are quite vivid, and I'll further demonstrate this with a video test on here as well, but the colours aren't too bad. The display is only 720p. It's not half bad, but it's definitely not 4K as it says on Wish, that's for sure. Straight off the bat, buttons. How do they feel? Reasonable. They're buttons. They do what buttons do. But what about that secret button? What does the secret button do? I bet pushing this button is going to make all those conspiracy theorists nuts go mad. Oh, it's a kill switch. Yeah, it's a literal kill switch. Just in case your phone just decides to completely start catching on fire or something like that, you can switch the phone off safely by inserting your SIM removal tool into the hole and allowing it to power off. Alright, so unlocking the device just like so, it says that we have 5G also, which is funny because 99% of Australia does not support 5G at the moment, so that's quite funny. And just swiping down, we have these shortcuts as usual. However, it doesn't really look like Android 10, does it? Just as a very quick comparison, yeah, they look nothing alike. But application-wise, it's fairly basic. We do have some pre-installed apps, but on the main screen here we've got the clock widget, Google widget, settings gallery, Play Store email, phone, messaging, internet, which looks like Samsung internet, and camera as well. And then swiping up, we get access to all the additional apps. So we've got backup and restore, browser, calculator, calendar, camera, clock, contacts, downloads, email, face unlock, Facebook, file manager, FM radio, gallery, Gmail, Google settings, maps, messaging, music, phone, Play Store, settings, SIM toolkit, sound recorder, Torch, Twitter, videos, voice search, WhatsApp, and YouTube. So a very basic amount of apps installed. But judging by the icons and some of the features on this, they are trying to rip off the One UI, but it's Definitely not that installed. And just to be clear, it doesn't actually say that this is a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G on Wish. It says it's an S20U 5G. But you can obviously tell what they're going for. We're basically here to just show how falsely advertised it is on Wish. Let's disregard the apps just for now and come straight into settings. And here it is here. Looking like Android 6, maybe Android 7? We've got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, SIM cards, data usage, and then coming into more, we don't have any NFC or anything like that. Let's debunk the whole 5G thing and search for networks and see what it comes up with. I've put a Telstra SIM in this phone, which is one of the Australian telcos that actually use 5G. As far as I know, I think they use it. So we'll see if it comes up with it. And there we go. Telstra 3G, Optus 3G, and Vodafone 3G. Not a good sign, but you can go to preferred network type and you can change it to normal 5G signal, 5G, 4G signal. Okay, let's just change it to signal 5G. Does that change anything? Nope, that hasn't changed a single thing. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and try 4G. It says 4G at the top, but we'll see. And it is still exactly the same. Did you really think this phone was capable of doing 5G? Not for the price of this, and not from Wish, that's for sure. In display here, we can change the wallpapers. You've got gallery, live wallpapers, and then wallpapers. Well, I guess we just choose wallpapers. And as you can see, all of the ones here are ripped directly off the Samsung S20 series. But you can see the display's colours that aren't actually too bad. I'm going to set it to the black bubbly one because that was on the screen protector on the start of the device, so let's have that as the default one. So if we go into wallpapers, oh, it's live wallpapers. I haven't seen that in so long. Otherwise, we do have a gravity calibration utility. Calibrate the accelerometer sensor. Keep the phone horizontally. Done. Okay, it's doing its thing, and it's done. Well, I hope that's done something useful. In settings, we have Smart Wake, which is all the gestures, like you draw C to open camera and all that sort of stuff. Sound notification, the sound enhancement, go on. Yep, best loudness, best Auden, all the usual from MediaTek. The ringtones, however, there's quite a lot of them installed. Now, I'd say most of them have been pinched off the Android SDK, so whatever this is running, and probably from the actual S20 itself, but let's just try one of the random ones. Let's try Game Over Guitar. I think you get the idea. Coming into storage, oh boy. So SD card, 8GB as usual, but phone storage, here we go. Okay, it hasn't swapped over, so we just scroll down and there it is there. It says 512GB with 436GB available. So at the moment, let's just round it off and go, where has the additional 60GB gone to? That is definitely not all allocated for the system, so something's going on here. Something tells me it's not right. It doesn't have 512GB of storage. It's just a whim, We have 86% battery life with approximately 3 hours left. This is a 5000 mAh battery that's in here. 3 hours left. It's going good. Coming into applications, we can see all the default applications that are installed on this device. Now, I have performed a factory reset just before I started filming this again because my previous review was unusable, so this is everything that is preloaded on here. And if you're wondering, there is no setup screen, it just boots straight up to the home screen. So I'm just going to go through these. If you want to pause the video here and have a look at any of these, tell me in the comments which looks dodgy. Oh, camera has a little bit of a cool icon. Which ones are dodgy and which ones aren't dodgy? I know there's some in here that may look dodgy, but they may not be. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure people who know frozen keyboard. Yes, there's something called frozen keyboard on this. We will get to that. I'm sure some of you will find something here that looks quite iffy. We'll run a virus test on this, why not? We've got location EM2 with a little B there. Oh. What else do we have? MTK logger. That's okay. That's probably lollipop. Okay, good sign. And we have the wireless update, right IMEI, something in Chinese there, and 2 weather services. Yeah, okay. I can't wait for the virus test. Location, security. We'll come back to security because we have to do the fingerprint as well as the face unlock. In accounts, I'll have to sign into a random Gmail account, which is okay, that's fine. It's not a personal one, so don't worry. Date and time, accessibility, all that stuff. Let's come into about phone, where it is called smartphone. Just smartphone. S20U with a build number just there. We'll enable develop options. because people want to see that. Android version is 10, so let's go with the Easter egg. It's Pi. Okay, confusing. That's why is Pi. Okay, alright. The CPU is the Deca-Core MT6889 with 8 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage. Hang on a second, didn't it say 12 gigs on Wish? It did. You nasty liars. I want my 12 gigs of RAM. Baseband version and kernel version is there. We'll come into status. And there you go, the network is Telstra, and the cellular network type is UMTS, which is 3G. 4G would have definitely been nice to see on this, but yeah, I wasn't holding my hopes up. And the serial number is our unique 0123456789 ABCDEF. Coming into developer options, I'll just scroll through these if anyone wants to have a look and see if there's anything in here that looks interesting or not, but I will turn the window animations down to 0.5 to just give the device a bit of a speed boost. But that's pretty much it. So I'm going to come straight up here and put these on to 0.5. So at this point in time, things aren't looking very promising. But let's go into security and try the fingerprint as well as the face unlock. So we'll go ahead and enroll our fingerprint. So we'll go fingerprint management and touchscreen fingerprint. Here we go. So we just do this. Okay, that was quick. Great. All right. We'll set a pin. We'll just do 1111, 1111. Sure, why not? Okay, and we'll try it now. Okay, alright, well I wonder if I can unlock it with anything else. Can I unlock it with my neck? Yes, I can. I'll try face unlock, see how good that is. Look at your phone to unlock it, keep these things in mind, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's just going to take a photo of me and probably upload it to the dark web and sell it for lots of money. That's fine. Now, unlike the real Samsung S10 and S20 series, you cannot have face unlock and fingerprint on at the same time. You can only have one or the other. So I'll try face unlock. Alright, we'll see if it works. Yep. Fairly fast, because it just finds my ugly mug and goes, yep, that's the one. You can also infinitely scroll. You could do this if you're bored, if you wanted to. Okay, I've had my fun. So what I'm going to do is connect to Wi-Fi and see if we get an update, and then we'll have a look at all the apps and continue on. I forgot it does that. I also had to reset my router, and I had to rename my Wi-Fi networks, and I didn't know what to pick, so I've called one Chunky Wi-Fi, and the other one is Macca's Free Wi-Fi. I know. And the Macca's one is 5 GHz, this is 2.4 GHz, so it doesn't even detect 5 GHz networks. And we are connected to Wi-Fi, so let's go ahead and try our wireless update. There's our current version, checking for updates, here we go, that's it. It's up to date, as always. One other thing that I find fascinating built into the system software is you've got screenshot and screen recorder, mostly screen recorder actually. So you can just click that and it doesn't do anything. Maybe I did it. Oh no, it's recording. There you go. Well, that's something you don't have to download off the Play Store, so I guess it's kind of good. Okay, so coming into gallery, we can see all the photos that I did take with this. And we'll just have a look at our gnome here with the bokeh effect going on in the camera. And honestly, the camera doesn't look half bad. You'll see during the camera test. Play Store we've obviously got to sign into. Email, it's going to ask for an account. Oh, that looks fairly old. Well, the fact that we've seen Lollipop in apps kind of makes sense now. In Phone Dialer, a lot of you guys have said to try a lot of secret codes and stuff. I have tried all the secret codes that you guys have suggested to me, and all it does is once you type it in, the screen flashes for a split second and then nothing happens. I'll try the Samsung test menu, just in case. But nothing. And obviously there's going to be nothing because this isn't a direct Samsung clone. As for call quality on this thing, it's about as good as you can get with 3G. It is nothing special for a 3G device, it does the job. In messages, looks pretty old. Internet is not Samsung Internet, it is just the standard default browser. We've got eBay, Facebook, Flickr, Google, Twitter, YouTube, about blank, and about blank. So if we go to Google, there it is. So I wonder if we typed in our S20, if we can actually see the specifications of it. There we go, let's go onto the Samsung website and test how fast the internet is. Mind you, I'm sitting right next to my router as well, so that shouldn't be an issue. You can do it, you can load pictures, there we go. You can load higher resolution pictures, there we go. Oh, see Galaxy S20 at 360 degrees, okay, here we go. Let's test the power of this device. Go on. Show me the true power. Oh, I want to spin this. Oh. Wait. There we go. There we go. It's spinning. Sort of. Yeah, alright, I'm giving up on this thing already. Well, we're at camera, so why not? Let's just open up the camera. So we've got a couple of things to look at. Number one, we do not have multiple cameras installed. Well, we have a front one, we have a rear one. So yes, technically there is multiple cameras installed, but there's no periscope, there's no ultra-wide, there's nothing. It's just the standard usual one. However, as I said, the pictures on this aren't too bad. You can see the wonderful selfie I took just down there. But we have panorama and pro options, GPS location, focus sound, face detection. We've got the preview size just there, 32 megapixels and all that other stuff. So we can change 32 megapixels down to 12, 8, 5, 3 and 2. I left it 32 megapixels, of course. As for face beauty, all it does is just blur your face and hide any imperfections you have. But that's pretty much it. Now all blur is just a circle that is clear and the rest is blurred out. So I've put it up to maximum, so just here is completely all clear and the rest is all blurry. That's because we have a single camera and that's its bokeh effect. And we've got a monochromatic option as well to do some vintage pictures, I guess. And then switching to video mode and coming into settings, the video quality is 1080p. Low, medium, high and fine. Obviously 1080p is fine. I didn't use any of the pro features during the camera test, I just left it all on automatic. But switching cameras to the front one shows that the front camera is pretty lacking because the video quality we could do on the front camera is only 480p, which isn't that impressive, but hey, what are you going to do? In photo, it's also 16 megapixels for the front camera, or you can do 12, 8, 5, 3 and 2. So what I'm going to do is splice in the photos and videos that I took with this device right here for you all to enjoy, and then we will continue on with this review. Okay, testing the video quality on the S20 Ultra 5G from Wish. This is at 1080p, or so it says. If I can focus. There we go. So touching the screen to focus does that. So I'll let it just go back to normal. There we go. Doesn't seem to be any EIS. It's been raining all morning, so I've finally got a chance to film, but all the trees are just slightly depressed looking. See if I can get a nice close-up there, but it doesn't look like it. There we go. And panning along the brick wall, it doesn't seem to be auto-focusing. There we go. You can definitely see the details, which is good. And then say hello to Stuart. There he is. Looking wonderful as ever. Having a look at these weirdo flowers just here. You can see the droplets on the leaves here from all the rain. You can also barely see the lemons now, they're just kind of all hidden. And then going to the ground just there. And just the bee bush as usual, which that's going to be going soon. I said that 2 weeks ago, it needs to be gone. And how does our 4x digital zoom stack up? Well, this is it here, and we just go in 4 times, and there we go, focusing on the aircon. you can see me shaking very badly. There's no optical image stabilization, and I don't think there's EIS at all. I'm just crouching down doing the video test in my own backyard, that's perfectly fine, but accordingly the video quality is only 480p. It looks okay here, but if I start moving around, it's very, very laggy, and oh, that's a bit strange there. I wonder if that'll come up during editing. Okay, I'll be fair here and say that the photos and videos aren't actually too bad with this. I don't think we've got a rear 32 megapixel camera and a front 16 megapixel camera. Probably more, maybe 8 and 5, just as a guess. Alright, we'll go through the main apps just here. So backup and reset, looks pretty ordinary, nothing really to report. Browser, we've already tried that. Calculator looks like a calculator, if you wanted to know. A calendar looks like a calendar as well. Camera, we've already done. Clock looks like so, and you can do stopwatch, timers, alarms, and all that good stuff. Contacts, looks like so. Nothing special. All the random SIM card contacts that I have on there. Downloads, nothing in here because I haven't downloaded anything on it. Email, we've had a look at. Face Unlock basically is just the shortcut for security settings. But I just love the Face Unlock icon. It just looks so futuristic-y. You've got Facebook preloaded as well. Look, it's always good to have preloaded apps installed on a device, but considering this is from an unknown manufacturer, we have no idea the history or anything like that on it. This app could be tinkered with, who knows, but I'm just going to exit out of that because I'm not going to sign into Facebook at all. In File Manager, we can see the 8GB micro SD card as well as our phone storage, which is now down to 421GB available. So now we've got like 70 or 80GB just missing for some reason. Okay, and the phone storage structure looks like so. Something that's not present on a lot of phones nowadays is the FM radio, and I'm happy to report that this actually does work. Once you plug in headphones, you can listen to the radio. So I guess that's a positive. You can have this in your pocket and listen to the FM radio while you're walking around, if you wanted to. You can still use a wired headset with this. I mean, it came with one in the box, so, you know, it's good value. Gallery, we've already had a look at. Gmail, of course, is going to ask me to sign into Gmail. Google is, of course, the Google app, which we don't really need to look at. Google settings, just wants me to sign into my Google account. Maps looks like Google Maps, that's fine. Messaging looks like messaging. Music looks very plain, basic, nothing to report here. We've already gone through phone. Play Store will not open up just yet because I haven't put my account details in yet. Sim Toolkit, we can change... No, we can't. We've just got Pocket News. That's it. I remember Pocket News. Such an old thing. Sound recorder, Torch, Twitter, videos, voice search, WhatsApp, and YouTube. Let's try the sound recorder. Looks pretty basic. Recording. Okay. Recording a 3G PP file in the sound recorder. Usually it's AMR, but hey, that's okay. Love a little meter there as well. Pretty accurate. Save succeeded. Okay, let's play it.
Recording. Okay. Recording a 3G PP file in the sound recorder. Usually it's AMR, but hey, that's okay.
There you go. It works. Torch. Does the torch work? Yes, it does. I mean, if you want to call that a torch, that's fair, because I can barely see anything with this on. Twitter looks like so, but once again, could have been tinkered with, who knows. In videos, we can play back the videos that I've taken on this device, so I'll go ahead and play a snippet of the one that I've already filmed on this.
I can focus. There we go. So touching the screen to focus does that. So let's just go back to normal. There we go. Doesn't seem to be any EIS.
It does play back the 3GP video, quite reasonably to be honest. Voice search. Hello.
Hello, here are some things that you can try.
Cool. Of course, it has WhatsApp installed. Oh, it's from Facebook. Really? WhatsApp's owned by Facebook? And coming into YouTube. Good old YouTube. I'll open up one of my videos that I've uploaded, and then I'll do the 4K one as well. Okay, with the video loaded up, we can change the quality from 144p to 720p, so I'll select 720p. My videos are filmed at 1080p at 30 FPS. So we'll just have a little squiz.
It was worth every dollar, trust me. Around the device though, at the sides, nothing. At the top, we've got an LED torch just there, as well as our micro USB charging, which seems a little bit off.
So yes, does play back my videos quite fine. But what if we were to try a 4K video at 60 FPS? I wonder how that's going to look. Okay, so I've got the Costa Rica in 4K 60 FPS video. I will of course link this video down in the description below. Please check it out. It's such a relaxing video for just 5 minutes. It's just so nice. But 720p, 60 FPS, let's have a look and see what it looks like. And just to note that the phone is getting extremely hot just at the top here, as that's where the motherboard is, because it's trying to show this, and yeah, it's not doing too well. As I said, this display isn't half bad because the colours are very accurate. Alright, well let's go ahead and perform the speaker test. Now I'll be using 2 songs. One is going to be BFG Division by Mick Gordon, and the other one is Domestic by Callus, which is a no copyright sounds release. Just to show the difference between different genres, one being dance and one being obviously rock, heavy metal, awesomeness. We got to 105.1, which isn't half bad, but the speaker is definitely lacking, that's for sure. Still, the maximum we got to is 105.1, but as I said, the speaker on this is not the best, and we do not have a dual speaker configuration. This is just the earpiece, and that's our main speaker. It will get the job done, but it's definitely nothing special. Okay, so at this point in time, we've basically went through all of the apps, all of settings, all that sort of stuff, done a couple of tests, so now I think it's time to do some gaming on this thing. But let me go ahead and install a couple of things, and I'll be right back. One thing I completely forgot about was the frozen keyboard, which, supposedly was made by this person. And what does it look like? Like so. That's what it looks like. I have no idea why this is installed. If anyone wants to tell me, down in the comments below, feel free. But there you go, that is frozen keyboard. And that is just the regular one just there, just the default one. Alright, so I've gone ahead and installed a bunch of applications to try and see what we can do with this thing. So I've got Avast, I've got a bunch of games. So what we'll do first is we'll do the Avast virus scan and see what that comes up with. Malwarebytes for some reason did not want to install. I couldn't find it on the Play Store, number one, and then when I tried to use an APK file, it didn't want to install, and then opening it up in browser to then access the Play Store, still didn't work anyways. Alright, so let's scan now and just wait for it to do its thing. So I'm just running an antivirus test, and it's quite funny that a Wish ad appeared. Sure, why not? Unknown sources enabled and Web Shield is off. I've run this test a couple of times and it says nothing. I might try another app and see what that comes up with. Also very optimized for having the teardrop notch, considering the uninstall is right under the camera, but that's okay. When I used to work in a computer shop, we hated AVG. We'd stay away from it at all costs. But I'm going to try it here in 2020 and see what happens. Okay, I'm just trying AVG, and I've just realized that it looks exactly the same as Avast, except it's red. Unless they're owned by the same company, that's really weird if it is. Oh, whatever. It's found 3 risks so far, which is probably unknown sources, Web Shield, and something else. If I had Malwarebytes, it would have made a difference. And AVG came up with the exact same thing. How the hell can I get Malwarebytes on this thing? Okay, well that's our result. Your device isn't compatible with this version. So I guess we won't be doing an antivirus test. Well, the next thing we can try is Geekbench then. If we open it up, it comes with smartphone S20U. That's okay. Android 10. Yep. MT6889, the CPU speed is 2.6 GHz, and the memory is 8 GB. So let's run the benchmark and see what score it comes back with. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm positive. Very positive. And there it is, folks. 380 for the single core and 1050 for the multi-core score. Anyways, we get to see some of the specs going on. We've got Android 5.1 as the operating system. A whole 5 versions less than what it was promised. The model is a smartphone U2. Or smartphone, may I please go vertigo. The build number there, the processor is an MT6580, quad core at 1.3 GHz, which is always the best. Memory is 2 GB. So, now we can try gaming on this thing. Now if we actually search in the Play Store for Call of Duty, nothing comes up. We can't install it. However, I've actually put the APK and the data on my micro SD card so we can try it out. Spoilers, well, you'll see. We get an Activision logo, that's a good sign, and that's it. We can stare at this all day long. That's as far as we get. There's a warning that comes up saying that your device isn't compatible with this, that the hardware does not match. Alright, first up we got Crazy Taxi, which I did try on the Phone S9, I believe, and it was just having a bit of a lag attack, so... Oh, yep, it's loud. So we'll try it on this. Okay, turning the music off because I think some of it's copyrighted. Let's go ahead and start a new game. And ads. Or just turn the volume down and shut it up. Alright, here we go. I'm actually not playing Crazy Taxi, I'm just running into things and running people over and crashing into things. That's pretty fun. It runs reasonable, occasional lag here and there, but otherwise it does run. I mean, if it ran on the original Dreamcast, it should run on this, you would think. And it does, so it's good. Alright, let's move on to the next one, which is good old Minecraft. I'll try that again then. Okay, after uninstalling and reinstalling it, it seems to work now. It's also on life support, just in case. And mind you, at this point in time, the back of the device is extremely hot. Right here is where it's pretty hot. Okay, and this is Minecraft. So let's go for a bit of a jog around and see what we can do. Obviously not a lot, because I don't have anything. Okay, so yes, it's playable. It's not a solid 60 FPS. That was fun. It's not a solid 60 FPS, as you can see. If you look at the ground, it pretty much is, and then if you look at the sky, it is, but anything else just sort of makes it continuously lag, and as I said, the back of the phone is getting extremely hot. But yes, you can play Minecraft on this, because it's not really that super demanding on mobile devices. I don't think it is, anyways. Well, as you can see, it kind of is. Well, look, it's playable. It's playable. I've seen it run much worse on other phones before. Whoop. Well, yeah, there you go. That's Minecraft. It does work. The last thing I thought I'd try is Grand Theft Auto 3. It's not really super demanding, but I just thought, why not give it a go? It's one of my favourite GTA games, so why not? So everything in settings is set to high. This is what the phone recommended. So I'm going to leave it all as that, and we're going to start a new game. I also had to turn the music off as well, because it's copyrighted. So let's start a new game and see what it looks like. Alright, starting cutscene. Yep, looks reasonable so far, but let's get into actual gameplay. Well, it is playable. It is a bit laggy, but that's obviously because it's on all high settings. But if you put it down just a little bit, it would definitely be more than playable. Now you would think our advertised 12 gigs of RAM, or 8 gigs as we found out, and our Deca-core processor would be more than enough to handle all the games that it says it can handle. Well, yeah, it's not quite correct. But look, GTA 3 does work. If you're watching the video at this point in time and you're actually deciding to buy one of these, I don't know why you're buying one. It is so not worth it. Well, now it's time to see the true specifications of this device. Now, I discovered another app called Device Specs, and I tried it on a couple of devices, and it actually shows me all of the true specifications of the device in one app. So let's see if we can actually see it all right here. So as you can see, fairly basic, but if we open chipset, MT6580, which was shown in Geekbench, which is a quad-core, and our GPU is a Mali 400MP, as we're all used to on these clones. The system is Lollipop, Android 5.1. As I said, a whole 5 versions less than what we were promised on Wish. And within device information, it shows that the board is an S20U. The brand is S20U. Build time is the 17th of the 3rd, 2020. The device serial number, display, hardware, IMEI, and all that sort of good stuff. The model is an S20U, and the model is a U2. In memory, it says free RAM is 1.1 gig with total RAM 1.9 gig. And the storage shows we've got 8 gigs of storage. The battery inside of the device comes up as 1000 milliamp hours. That's at 70%. Wait till you see the battery inside of this thing. It looks completely legit. The screen resolution is 720 by 1424. The screen size is 4.99 inches, which is incorrect. It's actually supposedly a 6.5 inch one, but I'll have to confirm that. And the size type is normal. Sure, why not? The camera says the back camera is 7 megapixels, which is 3328 by 1920, and the front camera is 3 megapixels, according to this app anyways. But it pretty much tells me everything that I need to know. So I'm going to try another couple of apps and we'll see what we can discover. Obviously I'm not going to run Antutu because that's going to tell us all the false specs, and pretty much you know what the false specs are. We want to see the true specs. So I'm going to open up system info right here, which usually tells us exactly what we want to see, which we can confirm the MediaTek MT6580. The memory says 512 gig, but yeah, obviously that is completely false. The RAM still says 2 gigabytes here, with free RAM 1 gig. Screen size 5 inch, 720p, and the cameras in here say 6 megapixels and then 2.3 megapixels, but they're pretty much exactly the same resolutions that it showed in the previous app. We'll try Droid Info, see what that comes up with. Okay, so we're starting to see some different things here. Internal memory, 512 gig, available 10 gig. So we have a 16 gig module in here. And CPU-Z comes up with the same stuff, that it's a Deca core, 6.5 inch, 1440p display, 8 gigs of RAM, yep. Well, according to this app, we also have a 5-point multi-touch as well, which is not too bad. So this one actually says that we have a 16 gig flash module. RAM is still saying 8 gig. Let's call it here and just say it has 2 gigs of RAM. Because when we tear it down, we'll actually see what's going on inside of it. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure you all get the general idea of what is going on. Spec-wise, it is not what is advertised. 12 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage, none of that. It is just a very run-of-the-mill, generic, basic phone that is very untrustworthy to use, to be fairly honest. You don't know where it's come from, and the reason why I'm making this review is to make sure that you do not purchase this, because it is not what is advertised. You are better off spending your money on something far more better. There are plenty of other smartphones out on the market, from Umidigi, Xiaomi, Oppo, Asus, anything like that. There are plenty of other manufacturers out there that have devices that have legitimate reviews, legitimate specifications, support, warranty, all that sort of stuff. Wish is selling these devices, and many other sites as well, such as Joom and all those sort of cheapy sites, are selling these devices to people that think that they are really good for the price, and they get them, and it's far from that. The best thing is you can tell Wish that you have received a device with false specifications and that you would like them to do something about it. 99% of the time they offer you a refund. So it's a win-win situation. Just don't take advantage of it too much. Wish is good for some things. You can bring this sort of stuff to their attention, but there's still going to be sellers selling this stuff, and you can't do anything about it other than I buy it, so then you guys don't have to buy it. But otherwise, conclusion with this one though, the display isn't bad, cameras aren't too bad, but then pretty much everything else is just terrible. Running a very outdated version of Android, very lackluster performance, app compatibility is very questionable, battery life seems to be pretty horrible. Google Chrome is not installed by default, I had to install it myself. Obviously the false specifications, and pretty much that's it, I think. With this one, definitely do not purchase this. Do not waste your money on this. Put it towards something better, save a bit more money up, and put it towards a Xiaomi phone or Oppo or something like that that has legit reviews and people's opinions of it as well. Durability wise, battery life, performance, all that stuff is all online. So make sure you just do your research. Don't go into Wish and just purchase one of these because it says it has 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage, because you'll quickly find out that it doesn't have either. So, with all that being said, I think it is time to tear this thing down. We've done everything that I think I need to do. Goodbye to you too. I did forget to show the charging screen, which is a dead giveaway of some of these devices. If you just plug the charger in, it comes up with the default MediaTek battery charging icon thing. Yep. Looks good, man. Looks good. I bought a toolkit because a lot of you guys told me you should buy a toolkit. And I said, I've got tools. That's fine. And, well, I kind of bought one. But it gets better. I have every screw bit under the goddamn sun now. I think I'll need this one here. It's no iFixit kit, but you know what? It's close enough. Now, I'm pretty sure I showed this at the start of the video. If you want to read all of that just there, the battery is sealed and cannot be removed by the user. Please contact Cellcon authorized service centers to remove or replace the battery. I am not sure who they are, but they probably don't exist, most likely. But the back glass is not held on by anything at all, so we can just take that off and reveal the lovely insides of our device, especially our battery here, which this is how it was. Now, originally, when I got the back glass off, there was some adhesive on there, but it was not held down that well at all. And that is what the battery looks like. This looks like it was repurposed off some other random generic device, and they've just stuck it in here, because why not? Now, at this point, I don't care if I kill this device or not, because I've already shown everything that I need to show. But lifting the battery up, well, it's going to be very difficult to see. Just here says 3020 milliamp hours. Just there, you might be able to see it. That's a pretty beefy battery for this thing. Still not a 5000 milliamp hour one, but it's also questionable as to if it's actually a 3000 milliamp hour one or not. We can also see the flex connectors just there as well with some codes on them. And this is basically the back of the LCD right here. So it's a complete plastic frame and the LCD is just stuck to it. So if I tried to do a bend test on it, it would probably fail straight away. We'll take off the bottom piece of plastic here and have a look at the loudspeaker and stuff. Okay, lifting up the plastic piece shows us the loudspeaker just there, as well as our subboard containing our micro USB port, as well as our microphone, which is just this little guy just here. Otherwise, nothing much else to see here. Everything that you want to see is right here. Alright, so here we go. We've got a little sticker here that says it's a C529 E125P. It says 128 plus 16. It doesn't have 128 gigs of storage. It has 16 gigs of storage, but not 128, and it definitely doesn't have 128 megs of RAM. Unless I'm wrong. Alright, well in that case, let's investigate further and see what we can find. Most notably, let's have a look at the cameras. There's the cameras just there. You can see all of our false ones just there on a slab of aluminium, which is quite surprising. Probably the most premium part in this device is right here. But, yep. There's the plastic, so we'll remove this and we'll have a look at the motherboard. Okay, taking the top plastic off. Just like so. Reveals our motherboard. So the rear camera here is just this little guy. No OIS or anything like that. There are some codes on the camera flex, but I'll have to look them up during editing and let you all know what they are. The front camera is just this little one just here, so I'll pop that out. And that's just this little one here, which does have a code, which once again, I will Google this and see what it comes up with. But now you can see straight through the glass with the front camera removed. Alright, with a couple of screws holding down the motherboard, it's time to try and get this thing out. In one piece, hopefully. Since I can't solder, I'll just have the battery dangling off the motherboard like so. And we can see a better look at the inside of the device just here. LCD at the back, and just the plastic frame just surrounding it. That's basically it. Very cheap and nasty. We've got our little earpiece just up here, as well as our headphone jack. So here would be our main processor, flash storage, all that sort of stuff. And on the underside would be probably our GSM module and all that sort of stuff. So let me go ahead and pry these off and see what we can discover. And there's also our SIM card and micro SD card area just there as well. There's a gaping hole through the motherboard. This means it's probably repurposed on a bunch of other devices. Who knows? But there you go. Alright, here we go, folks. Time to rip the shielding off. I'm probably going to break the entire device, but as I said, I don't really mind at this point in time. There it is, folks. We've got an SK Hynix chip there, as well as the MediaTek MT6580 CPU just there. We've also got a MediaTek IC just there. What is it? Once again, I'll take photos of all of these and let you all know what the corresponding codes are and stuff like that during the spec list at the end. So now that I've ripped the shielding off there, I'll rip the shielding off these ones here to reveal what's under these ones. Removing more shielding reveals some more chips that I'll have to look up. And underneath the last bit of shielding is probably just some power IC stuff, but I seem to have ripped off a decent amount of it, so I don't think this thing will power on ever again. Let me assemble the pieces of everything that I have here back together. We'll see if it works, and then show the specs, and then call this one a video, I think. Okay, it's back together with numerous shielding pieces everywhere. Let's go ahead and see if it works. I honestly don't know if it's going to work or not. It will be surprising if it actually does boot up. Oh. Nah. It's dead. Oh. Nope. I killed it. Oh well. Well, there you go. If you want to learn the specifications of the S20 5G thing off Wish, you might want to pause the video here. This is all the specifications that I have found on the device according to the motherboard and all that sort of stuff. This is everything as accurately as I can describe. If there's any inconsistencies, let me know down in the comments below, but I think I've got a rough idea of what's going on. I kind of forgot to remove my Gmail account on the motherboard. That's okay, I'm not going to be getting rid of this device, it'll just go in the collection and just sit there. I pulled it to bits for science. I'm glad I've done that. With everything being featured, tested, and all that sort of stuff, I think we can finally call this one a video. Long story short, Wish is pretty much garbage for a lot of things, and you might want to steer clear if you're going to be buying tech off there anyways, but buying stuff off there just to see what crap you get is always fun. It's like a lucky dip. You just buy something and see if it turns up and if it's any good. And most of the time it's not, as we've discovered in this series anyways. I hope you have enjoyed this video. As I said, it's more of a sort of PSA not to buy this device. I've reviewed this from top to bottom, tried everything I could on it to make sure that you guys know exactly what's going on in here and do not fall for this scam on Wish, because it is not 12 gigs of RAM / 8 gig. It is not 512 gigs of storage, as it says. It is not a 4K display, as it says. And there are so many things I could go on about. So I think you all get the idea. But thank you very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you made it this far, thank you very much. But if you've skipped along, that's absolutely fine. Not a problem at all. Because people want to see specific parts and just want to know what exactly this is running. That's fine with me. But I'm going to leave it here. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. And as always, be good people. Take care. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video. I currently have a lot of things I need to get through, so I better get going through them. As for you, you can just...
If you like this content, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.